Welcome to the channel US30 Masters. So yeah, today as you see on the caption there, we'll be looking at how to enter during the New York session. So during the New York session, that's where there is a lot of volatility in the market. So that's what we're gonna look at, how to get that optimal entry, the best entry, and in the easiest way possible. And the strategy that I'm gonna be showing you, make sure you back test it. And as much as you know, the market is continually changing. So the strategy that I'm gonna show you today, it's been working recently. So it's still going to continue to work for this maybe whole of October, maybe even November, who knows. But yeah, make sure you use proper risk management for this strategy and use it properly and don't risk too much. And again, if you wanna even learn more on how I managed to get the strategies, I use the time zone trading strategy. And if you wanna learn more about this, just click the link below and you'll be ready to learn more about the time zone trading strategy. So I'm not gonna waste any time. But we're gonna start backtesting it. So we're gonna backtest it together, and see if the strategy, how it's been performing and how to enter, where to exit, all that. So yeah, let's go into it. Okay, so this strategy works very easily. We're gonna be using the morning session, which is the London session, to give us an entry for the New York session. So this is how the market has currently been moving. So we're just gonna take advantage of that. So if you don't know much about what is London session, what is New York session, I won't explain that, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can watch other videos to learn about that. So I'll be backtesting Tuesday. So I'm going to start from Tuesday, the 10th of October. And then what we're going to do, we're going to be using the 15-minute time frame. And it doesn't matter if you're using capital.com, Black Bull, Pepperstone, it doesn't matter. As long as it's US30 and you're on the 15-minute time frame. Very, very important. So once you're at the 15 minutes time frame, what you're gonna do, you're gonna wait for the New York session to open. So obviously our time zones are going to be different, obviously, because I'm in South Africa. So my time zone is UTC plus 2 Johannesburg. Obviously, the time that I'm gonna be speaking about is gonna be different depending on where you are in the world. So you can maybe just change it just for this video so you can learn the strategy. Change it to UTC plus 2 Johannesburg and learn the strategy. And once you understand it, you can take it back to your original time zone. So what you're gonna do, so New York session, as you know, New York, for me, New London session opens at 9 o'clock. And that 9 o'clock candlestick, that's what I'm gonna use to find an entry for New York session. It's an easy thing. So if the market at 9 o'clock, the 15 candlestick closed as a bullish candlestick, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna draw a resistance right below it. That covers the wick. So I'm gonna draw a resistance just like this. That covers the wick, just like that. I'm gonna draw a resistance, and what does it do? It covers this wick. So immediately after that, I'm gonna wait for New York session. So for me, New York session opens at 2 o'clock, but where there's volatility, it's at 3. So immediately at 3 o'clock, again, as you know, I'm using UTC plus 2. The times might be different compared to me and you, depending on where you are in the world. But yes, you take the 9 o'clock, you draw a block, and you wait for the New York session. New York session opens at 2 for me. So here already New York session opens. And then if 3 o'clock comes back to this area, that's when you're going to enter buys. So as you can see, 3:30 immediately pushed back to that area. And then immediately once it gets to that area, you can go for buys immediately. You can go for buys when it gets to that area. And then we can see that the buy was a good buy. We see that the buy was a good buy that gave us close to 300 pips. Obviously, we're going to be using you can only just say I'm using this strategy. And risking, you can risk 30 pips with the strategy. Risk 30 pips, please. No need to risk more than 30 pips. Just 30 pips, you good. So risking, so the entry point, just to explain it, if you can check, our entry point was right inside. We wanted to come inside the block. Our entry point, like, it's inside this block, inside. So we don't just want it to touch it. Unless you're in a hurry, you just can't wait for the entry. But the best entry is just to wait for it to come inside the block. And then again, you want 15 o'clock to be the one that comes, the 15 o'clock. It doesn't matter if it's 15:30, it's 15:31, it's 15:15, 15:45. As long as it is the hour, it's 15. As long as the hour is 15 and it's coming back there, that's when it's gonna act as a resistance for that volatility and taking it back up. As you can see, it took it back up. So with TP, we as I say, we're not only using this. This is just like more confluence. Obviously, you won't just say I'm using the strategy. That's it. So with TP, obviously, it can vary. You can aim for the previous high, but depending on how you analyze it, it can go in further, or you can aim for 1:2. If you are risking 30 pips, you can aim just for 60 pips and you're good, or you can aim for 1:3. Maybe you can risk 30 and go for 90 pips. So that it's up to you. So just by back testing it, just see what's good for you. So if 1:2 is good for you, I'm gonna just risk my 30 pips and go for 60, or I'm gonna risk my 30 and go for 90. It's all up to you there. So that's for the TP. But yeah, let's go even to the previous day. So now we're gonna check also the previous day. The previous day was Monday the 9th. So that's what we're gonna look at. So again, what do we look for? Then the start of the London session. Again, I'll repeat it again, that my time zone is not the same as yours depending on where you are in the world. So mine is 9 o'clock. So I'm just gonna search for the 9 o'clock candlestick. So you remember on the previous one, it was green in color. You remember? It was green showing a buy. And where did we draw the below? We drew it below the 9 o'clock. We took the below wick and we made it our resistance. But if it's a red in color, the 9 o'clock is a red in color, we no more take the bottom, but we take the top wick. We take the top wick and we make it our resistance. Take it top wick and we make it our resistance. And we wait for what? We wait for the New York session. So when we wait for the New York session, we wanted to come exactly there at the hour of 15 o'clock. And I know it's not going to be the same time zone for everyone, but those in South Africa, 15 o'clock, it's going to come there at 15 o'clock. So at 2:30, you don't enter. And immediately the next candlestick was 14:45. We don't enter yet. And as you can see, the next candlestick was 15 o'clock. And that's when our entry should have been. And as I said, you wanted to be inside the block. And as you can see, it was inside the block. And then it gave us, again, this one was even more. Gave us, as you can see, it continued to buy, giving us 300 pips. But as I say, TP, it's all up to you. Don't be greedy. Whatever you've been risking, if it's been a 1:3 as you've been trading, don't change it. Keep it like that. If it's been 1:2, don't change it. Keep it like that. We're risking 30 pips again. As you can see, we're risking 30 pips. We're inside. We're risking 30 pips. And then maybe going for 60. 1:2. Go for that. You got your 60 pips. You're happy for the day because that's what you've been doing. Maybe if it's 1:3, going for your 90. That's good. You got your 90. You're good. So just like that. So, and we can also back test a previous day again. Yes. So as you can check there again, it's no. What previous day was Friday. Okay, yeah. So we check there and we can check that it's Friday. And then we want 9. So again, if it's green, it closed as a buy candlestick, as a bullish candlestick. What do? We draw our resistance below. below, and we wait for the New York session. So we're gonna draw a resistance below right there, and then we're gonna wait for what? We're gonna wait for a New York session to come and retest that area. And then at what time specifically? At 15 o'clock. That's the time that you want. So we can see that this was the NFP. This was the Friday. It broke. We don't enter there waiting for our 15 o'clock. And then we can see that immediately our 15.15 was the one that came. And it came to retest it nice and beautifully. And again, you wanted to come inside the block. We risk how much? You risk 30 pips. You risk 30 pips. And then how much do you go for? And again, say you could aim the low, but if you're still saying no, I'm 1:2, I'm going for my 60 pips, you get your 60 pips, right, just like that. And I'm surprised that it's been working so well for 3 days in a row, but as I say, no strategy is perfect. No strategy. I want a place where it didn't work. So that you don't get your hopes up saying, oh, I'm no more gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You must make proper risk management. So let's check. So we're gonna check Thursday. Thursday. Again, what do we look at? We look at our 9 o'clock candlestick. We look at our 9 o'clock. It's a red in color. So where do we draw our resistance block? So we're gonna draw our resistance block at the top. So we're gonna draw it at the top. But as you can see, we don't have a wick. So I'm just gonna draw a straight line. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna draw a straight line. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna wait for the 3 o'clock to come and retest my level. That's what I'm gonna do. We see, broke there, but it was still not yet time. So we see that 14.30 broke there, and then we see a nice, beautiful rejection there, which was the 15 o'clock. 15 o'clock came there, so you could have went for your entry again. Risk how much? You risk your 30 pips. You go for your, here it went for a 1:1 only. That's what happens, and it went back, hit your SL pretty hard. Whoa, you saw flames there. You saw it, but it broke, but it came again. It was still 15 o'clock, Steve. It was still 15 o'clock. 15 o'clock broke, but 15 o'clock came again to retest it, and then it gave us a buy again. So here it played with your emotions. So I'm glad that we managed to find something that's not gonna be textbook perfect. I like it. But we see it broke, but it came for a retest, gave you a second entry, and then finally it went for your 1:2 again, gave you the 60 pips. So just like that. So let's check another day. Let's check one last day maybe. What's the time? I don't want this video to be extreme long, but we can check one last day. Let's check. So here we check again, 9 o'clock candlestick again. And if it's a 9 o'clock candlestick, what do we look for? We look for it to close below. We draw our resistance below. That's where we draw it. So we're going to draw our resistance there. And then what do we look for? We look for it to come, the New York session to come and retest. But we see that the New York session was not even close. It was up there. So there is no entry. Understand? I'm glad we found something that did not work. So if the 15 o'clock, as you can see, the 15 o'clock was up there. It was up there. Not even anywhere close to the 9 o'clock. So if it's up there, I know it could be something different, a different strategy that's gonna be, because mostly if it's up there, we're gonna be expecting sales, but that's something else. But for entry purposes, so if it's up there and then it hasn't arrived there, today, no trade. You skip the day, but we will only enter trades if it reached there, the 15 o'clock, and then we're gonna go for buys. Yes, so so that's the strategy. So you can continue backtesting it on the previous days. But I said this is a recent strategy that I've just discovered using the time zone trading strategy. That's the strategy you use to find entries for USDT. And I say one more time that if you want to learn more about this particular strategy, guys, you can just join our Telegram group. There's a description down below there. Yes, thank you very much.